Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to another lesson. In this lesson, we're going to learn about IELTS writing task 2. We're going to learn how to write a solution essay. This particular essay is for both academic and general training IELTS. Now remember, when it comes to writing task 2, you're supposed to write more than 250 words. If you're aiming for a band 9 or a band 8, then you need to write more than 300 words. Remember, you've only got 40 minutes to write your task 2. Your task 2 should be made up of 4 paragraphs. That is the introduction, 2 main body paragraphs, and the conclusion. In this particular lesson, we are going to learn how to write the introduction. In the next video, I'm going to teach you how to write the 2 main body paragraphs and the conclusion of this particular essay. So if you want to have the complete essay, I recommend that once you have watched this video on how to write the introduction, you watch the next video on how to write the main body and the conclusion. Now, let's begin by looking at the question. But before we do that, I need your help. Please help me to help as many people as possible by sharing this video on all your social media platforms, for example, on Facebook, on your WhatsApp, on your Instagram, through your Gmail. Please help me to help as many people in the world, especially people who would like to have English lessons, but they don't have the money to pay for them. Help me to help them just by sharing this video. Also, if you find the video helpful, give the video a thumbs up. That is going to really encourage me to keep uploading more videos. Thank you. Now, let's begin our lesson by looking at the question. Once you have received your test, read the question and underline the keywords in the question and the key parts of the questions that you need to answer, because every question has sub-questions, okay? It has other parts of the key question that you also need to make sure that you answer. Now let's read the question and interpret it together. With the development of social media, more and more youngsters are being allowed unsupervised access to the internet in order to meet and chat with friends, which can lead to potentially dangerous situations. What solutions can you suggest to deal with this problem? So, with the development of social media. Now, in the last few years, we have seen a great change in the social media. It has developed. And when we're talking about social media, we are talking about the use of all the different apps. For example, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. There are so many different forms of social media out there, okay? In the last few years, we have seen a great development in the use of social media. And because of that, more and more youngsters, that is young people, they are being allowed by their parents unsupervised access. Unsupervised means that their parents are not supervising them. Their parents are not sitting there and watching them as they use the different types of social media. So these youngsters, they're being allowed to use the internet without being checked by their parents. And they're using the internet in order to meet and chat with friends, which can lead to potentially dangerous situations. Okay? Now, these young people meeting with others online and chatting with them, it can lead to dangerous situations. Now, what solutions can you suggest to deal with this problem? What solutions can you suggest to deal with this problem of youngsters being allowed unsupervised access to the internet, which can lead to potentially dangerous situations? What solutions can you suggest to deal with this problem? Now, once you have understood the question, the next thing that you have to do is write the introduction. In the introduction, the examiner is looking for two things. Firstly, the examiner is looking for the background statement. After that, the examiner is looking for the thesis statement. So in your introduction paragraph, you begin by writing the background statement and you finish that introduction paragraph by writing the thesis statement. Now, what should you put in the background statement? In the background statement, all you have to do is paraphrase IELTS statement. All you have to do is paraphrase IELTS statement. What does it mean to paraphrase? To paraphrase means that you need to write IELTS statement in your own words. So, in other words, you need to replace each of the words in IELTS statement with a synonym. A synonym is a word that has the same meaning. However, you are allowed to keep some keywords in the question, which if you change them, you're going to affect the meaning of IELTS statement. Because even though you are allowed to paraphrase IELTS statement, you are not allowed to change the meaning of the statement. So you paraphrase the statement, you rewrite the statement in your own words, but you make sure that you keep the original meaning. So you have two exceptions to that rule. One, you can keep some of the keywords in IELTS statement, and also you are allowed to change the form of the word. You are allowed to change the form of the word. Like for example, if the original word in IELTS statement is happy, you can change the form of the word to happiness. That is what I mean when I say you are allowed to change the form of the word from happy to happiness. So let's see how we are supposed to write the background statement for this question. Let's begin rewriting the words together. With the development of social media, I am going to replace with the development of social media with as a result of social media. So instead of saying with the development of social media, I say as a result of social media. Now you notice I keep the word social media. The reason being, if I change that word, there is a chance that it's going to affect the meaning of IELTS statement. And I don't want to do that. So I keep the word social media, but I replace with the development of with as a result of. Remember, I'm aiming for band 9 in this particular essay. Now, we move on. More and more youngsters. I replace more and more with an increasing number of. More and more, I replace that with an increasing number of. And then I replace the word youngsters with the word the youth. I replace the word youngsters with the youth. The youth and youngsters mean the same because it refers to young people. Now, are being allowed. I replace that with are being granted. I replace the word allowed with granted. Granted and allowed in this context mean exactly the same. The next word is unsupervised. Unsupervised. I replace the word unsupervised with uncontrolled. Uncontrolled. The next word is access. Access. I replace the word access with permission. Access to the internet. I replace that with permission to use the internet. Okay? I replace access to the internet with permission to use the internet. The next word is in order to. In order to. I replace in order to with so as to facilitate. So as to facilitate and in order to mean exactly the same in this context. The next word is meet, to meet, to meet. I replace to meet with linking up so as to facilitate linking up. Linking up is to meet. Sometimes you may say to your friends, can we link up on Friday? That means, can we meet up? Okay, can we meet? Can we link up? Okay, so linking up and to meet in this context means they mean exactly the same. And then the next words that I'm going to replace is chat. Okay, chat with friends. So I'm going to replace the word chat with conversing with. Conversing with. To converse and to chat mean exactly the same. Okay? Converse comes from the word conversation. Okay? Converse, conversing with. I replace that with chat with. The next word that I'm going to replace is friends. I replace the word friends with peers. Your peers are also your friends. In this context, your peers and friends mean the same. The next words are which can lead to. Which can lead to. I replace that with which could. Okay, which can lead to. I replace that with which could culminate into. Now, culminate into and lead to mean exactly the same. That could lead to, that could culminate into, okay? Those two words mean exactly the same. The next word that I'm going to replace is potentially. Potentially. I replace the word potentially with possible. Possible. That means likely, okay? Likely, okay? Possible. Potential. In this case, they both mean the same in this context. The next word that I'm going to replace is dangerous. Dangerous. I replace dangerous with precarious. Precarious. Okay? Precarious and dangerous mean exactly the same in this context. The next word that I'm going to replace is situations. Situations. Situations are encounters. In this case, encounters and situations mean exactly the same. So what have I done in the background statement? I have simply replaced IELTS statement with my own statement, and the two of them are exactly the same in meaning. Secondly, I have kept some keywords in IELTS statement which, if I changed, that would affect the original meaning. For example, you can see I have kept the word social media. Social media. I have kept the word social media. I have also kept the word internet. Okay? So, although you are allowed to change IELTS statement and rewrite it in your own words, you are allowed to also keep some keywords in the statement. Now, you notice that IELTS statement is one sentence, and my background statement is also one sentence. I always encourage my students in the background statement, just write one sentence, especially if IELTS statement is one sentence. Write one sentence. But if you're not very confident writing one whole sentence, which is a complex sentence, as you can see, then you can write two sentences. But do not write more than two sentences in your background statement. You don't have the time. You've only got 40 minutes to write an essay of more than 250 words. And if you're aiming for a band 8 and a band 9, you want to write an essay of at least 300 words. Now, once you have written the first part of the introduction, which is the background statement, the next thing that you need to write is the thesis statement. What should you put in the thesis statement? In the thesis statement, you need to state, for this type of essay, this is a solution essay. You need to begin the thesis statement by answering the question. The question is asking, what solutions can you suggest to deal with this problem? You should always state that, begin by stating that there are several solutions, okay? There are several solutions, and then after that, explain what this will lead to. What will the solutions lead to? Okay? Once the solutions have been implemented, what is going to be achieved? Now, let's see exactly how to do it. So you begin with the words, there are numerous solutions. Okay, numerous means several. There are different types. Numerous means there are different types. So there are numerous solutions to deal with this predicament. Now, predicament is problem. Okay, the problem of exposing young people to potentially dangerous situations through unsupervised access to the internet. So there are many solutions to deal with this predicament and resolve the issue. Okay, in order, so I have begun with the first part, which is I've stated that there are several solutions. There are numerous solutions to deal with this predicament. Predicament means problem, and to resolve means to solve. Okay, to resolve means to solve the problem, resolve this issue. And then in the second part of the thesis statement, I explain what this will lead to. What will solving of the problem achieve? What will that achieve? Now, in order to ensure that the safety of youngsters is not compromised. So once the solutions have been implemented, okay, once they have been implemented, the ultimate solution is that the safety of youngsters is not going to be compromised. That when we say not compromised, it means that young people will be safe. They will be safe as they interact with others online, okay? Is not compromised. Their safety is not compromised. Not compromised means that it is not put in danger, okay? It is not compromised. It is not put in danger. Their safety is not put in danger as they socialize with their counterparts. Now, counterparts means peers or their friends. as they socialize with their counterparts on various means different types of social media platforms online. So in the thesis statement, I have begun it by stating that there are several solutions to deal with a problem. And then in the second part of the thesis statement, I have explained what will be achieved once the solutions have been implemented. And that is, the safety of youngsters is not going to be compromised. So that's how you're supposed to write the background statement and the thesis statement. And as you can see, the thesis statement is also just one sentence. Now, in the thesis statement, do not make a mistake of writing the solutions, okay? Because in the main body paragraphs, that is exactly what you're going to do. In the main body, remember this is just the introductory paragraph. It is just one paragraph with 2 sentences. And then in the main body paragraphs, you're going to give the solutions. You're going to give the solutions and explain them with examples in the 2 main body paragraphs. And then, of course, after that, you write the conclusion. So in the thesis statement, do not write the solutions. Instead, just introduce the fact that there are numerous solutions to deal with this predicament and state what will be achieved once the solutions have been implemented. And then in the main body paragraphs, you get into explaining what the solutions are. In the next lesson, I'm going to teach you exactly how to write the main body paragraphs and the conclusion of this particular essay question. So I recommend that you turn your notification bell on if you have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, then subscribe and turn your notification bell on so that you know as soon as I upload this particular video, that is the second part of this particular essay. Okay? Now, if you found this lesson helpful at all, then please give back. Show me that you appreciate the content by just giving the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to help me to help as many people as possible by sharing this video with them and giving them a chance to also learn from this video. And also subscribe to the channel and don't forget to turn your notification bell on. Now, thank you very much, everyone, and I shall see you in our next video. Bye bye and take good care of yourself.